Hi everyone, I am Muhammad Al-Fadini from Group 2 and today our group would like to present stock analysis presentation. We have selected 5 counters for analysis and we selected one of the best counters to recommend to investor to buy on 24 June 2022. We also use 5 indicators to analyze each counter. The indicators we choose are moving average, MACD, rate of change, relative strength index and stochastic. First and foremost, I will start with my counter, which is I choose Malaysian Banking Berhad, also known as Maybank. Maybank is Malaysia's largest financial service firm. In South Asia, it has a significant regional presence. The founder of Maybank is Khoo Teck Puat and the current CEO of Maybank is Abdul Wahid Omar. Maybank was founded in Malaysia on May 31, 1960 and began operation on September 12, 1960. On February 17, 1962, Maybank was listed on Kuala Lumpur Stock Exchange, now known as Bursa Malaysia. Maybank's goals are to humanize financial service in Asia by counseling consumers based on their requirement, being at the heart of the community, offering fair terms and price, and giving quick access to finance. So let's move to the stock analysis and recommendation to investors based on 5 indicators. Based on moving average indicator on 24 June 2022, it shows buy stock on the date. Next indicator is rate of change. The oversold and overbought line is negative 3.814 and 3.814. Based on the chart, the movement of the price showed a downtrend line during the start of June until the middle of June. However, it then rose back on 24 June 2022. Since the ROC line is above than ROCMA, I would like to recommend investors to hold the stock if they want to acquire or sell the stock at the time. Next indicator is relative strength index. The oversold and overbought line is set to 30% and 70% respectively. As for 24 June 2022, the RSI line is 33.7%, which it shows uptrend line during this period. Since the RSI line is above the oversold line, there is no signal trade to buy. Therefore, I would like to recommend investors to hold the stock until the new significant signal to buy or sell appear. Last but not least is stochastic indicator. The oversold and overbought line for this indicator is 20% and 80%. Likewise, the stochastic value is 24.4% and the D is 12.6%. On 24 June 2022, it showed a downtrend line movement during this period. Since the line movement is exceed oversold line, I would like to recommend investors to buy the stock on the date. To sum up, everything that has been stated so far show there are only 2 indicators has a buy signal and the other 3 indicators show a hold signal during the period. Hence, I would like to recommend investors to hold their purchase on 24 June 2022 because they have the potential to rise up in the short period afterward. That's all from me, thank you. Now I will pass to the next presenter to explain about their counter.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. So for today, I'm going to presenting the analysis of the last day of trading with the recommendation either buy, sell and hold the stock for Jet Marvel Group Berhad. Jet Marvel Group Berhad is the company that involved with manufacturing sectors. It was formed in 1980 as a private limited company for manufacturing and supply asphalt mixers for road paving works in public and private sector. Then in 2004, this firm were registered as a public listed company with the Bursa Malaysia Security Berhad. Since it were registered, Jet Marvel Group Berhad has established an investment holding company to provide with the management service, such as property development, construction manufacture, finances, service, technology service, and healthcare services. There are 5 indicators that we can use to analyze the decision for the last day trading on 24 June 2022. On 24 June 2022, the price started to increase to RM0.92 of the closing price. The price shows an uptrend line since it started to increase. It also shows that the price is above the moving average, which indicates there is hold signal. Based on the chart, I would like to recommend to the investor to hold the stock on that day since the price is above the moving average. The next indicator is MACD. On 24 June, the MACD line at 0.02, the oversold and overbought for this indicator are 0.027 and negative 0.027 respectively. The MACD chart are showing the intersection of both lines, which is the red line is crossing above the blue line in the intersection price. Based on the chart, I would like to recommend for the investor to hold purchase of stock in the market because MACD line is above the zero line. This will show the signal to be stronger since above zero. However, the ROC are showing the different signal. ROC indicators are using to analyze the momentum in the chart analysis on 24 June 2022. The ROC value is 2.2%, which does not reach the overbought line at 3.2. It's showing there are an upward trend momentum. Even though upward trend momentum is exists, the ROC are above the ROCMA line. This will lead there is no signal since it doesn't enter in the market, which the ROC are in normal range. So I will suggest to the investor for making whole decision on buying or selling and wait for the new signal to be appear. The next indicator is RSI. From RSI indicator, the investor are not advised to enter the market on 24 June 2022 because the line are moving in normal line shown in the charts. As we can see from the chart, the RSI line are far from the oversold line and the value is above the oversold. The value is at 54.2%, which is above the oversold line at 30%. Therefore, I will suggest the investor to hold their decision on that day. The last indicator is stochastic. On 24 June 2022, at the price RM 0.92 cent, the investor are suggested to hold their decision making it because the stochastic value in the chart does not reach the overbought area at 77.8%. This will indicate that there is no signal in stochastic. Thus, it may be not suitable time to making the decision. To sum up my final decision for the investor, they should hold their decision on buying or selling on 24 June 2022 since there are only two indicators that have signal and three indicators doesn't have any signal. So for next, I will pass to my friend.
Assalamualaikum and hi, I'm Alif Razik. The counter that I choose is Kerjaya. Now, let's go into more detail about this counter. In 1996, Kerjaya Prospect Group Berhad, originally named Fututech Berhad, made its debut on Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad's main market. The group main activity include the construction of luxury office and residential tower, the development of real estate, and the production of kitchen and lighting product. The group has greatly improved its track record over the years and now has a portfolio of numerous finished and ongoing construction projects. In Bursa Saham Malaysia, in 2018, Kerjaya ranked as the fourth largest construction counter. Now, let's start our analysis for the counter on 24th June 2022. For moving average indicator based on Kerjaya stock price action on 24th June 2022 with a moving average indicator, the price closed at RM1.10. The chart pattern is showing a downtrend. The price is still below the moving average 20 line, which shows the price is still below the average price. We expect the price to go up again to touch the moving average line and violate the moving average line since the current price already reached their lower support. So the investor is recommended to hold their purchase for a few days until the price line violates the moving average line for confirmation. Next is the MACD indicator. On 24th June, MACD value was negative 0.0113 and the signal was at negative 0.004. The oversold and overbought line is negative 0.009 and 0.009. The MACD line is below the equilibrium line and tries to violate the oversold line. Therefore, the investor is advised to hold their purchase for 1 to 2 days until the MACD line violates the oversold line and touch the signal line. On 24th June 2022, the rate of change indicator is showing the value at negative 8.3%, while the oversold and overbought line are negative 4.996 and 4.996. The ROC line already violates the oversold line. The ROC line is expected to change their trend from downtrend to uptrend because the ROC line tries to cross the oversold line from below. Hence, the investor is recommend to buy the stock since the ROC line already violate the oversold line from above. Means the ROC line below the oversold line. and the ROC value is at the bottom. Okay, now let's move to relative strength index. The value of the RSI is at 40%, while the oversold and overbought line are at 30% and 70%. The RSI line is below the equilibrium line and it's likely to move to the oversold line. Since the RSI line is making a downtrend pattern, from this analysis, the investor is recommended to hold their purchase for 2 to 3 days until the RSI line already violates the oversold line and the RSI value at least 27% or below. Okay, now we add our last indicator, which is the stochastic. I love the stochastic meaning, which is random. It's related to the stock price, which is random but still can be expected. For stochastic indicator, stochastic value for the stochastic is 8%, which is the K, and the D value is 2.8%. Oversold and overbought line are 20% and 80%. The indicator is showing a downtrend. The stochastic line also already violate the oversold line. Hence, the investor is recommended to buy the stock since the stochastic line already crossed the oversold line and the K and the D line already intercept, showing a signal to buy the stock. In conclusion, for the Kerjaya stock on 24th June 2022, I recommend the investor must holding from purchasing the stock on 24th June since there are 3 no signal from the moving average, MACD and RSI indicator and 2 buying signal from the rate of change and stochastic indicator. Thank you, that's all from me.
So hi, my name is Nura Fatih Binti Azhar and I will explain the next stock, which is Le Hong Berhad. Le Hong Berhad is a public limited company that was listed on Bursa Malaysia on 20 October 1994. The company's main business activities are in the mass production of daily necessities that specialize in chicken eggs, liquid eggs, chilled and frozen dressed chicken, chicken parts and processed related chicken products, which are the nugget, fried chicken, frankfurters and more. The company is also in contract with chicken related products for certain fast food chains. Ever heard about NutriPlus and Wise Choice brands? If yes, those 2 marketed products are under Le Hong Group. The group also ventured into a retail business that includes supermarkets, retail stores and distribution centers. To conclude, Le Hong Berhad is actually a core business of integrated livestock farming and retail operation. Through the chart given in the slide related to the stock analysis of Le Hong Berhad, you can see there are ups and downs in the stock movement. To be able to decide whether the company should sell, buy or hold depends on the 5 indicators used in the chart, which is moving average, MACD, ROC, RIS and stochastic. The chart showed the stock analysis up until 24th June 2022. Therefore, we only decide and give recommendations for that day. The first indicator used is moving average, which shows the Le Hong Berhad stock price closed at RM 29 cents. The chart kinda showed an uptrend line before 24th June 2022. However, when it is on 24th June 2022, the chart slowly turned to a downtrend line. The price tends to be much higher than the moving average. Therefore, it is a sign for the investor to hold the stock on that day. Next is the MACD indicator. On 24th June 2022, the MACD line value at 0.012 while the signal at 0.0081. The oversold and overbought line for this indicator is 0.005 and negative 0.005 respectively. Likewise, the MACD indicator indicates the blue line was above the red line. As the MACD line is crossover higher than the signal line, this indicates that there is a hold signal during the period. Hence, I will ask investors to hold their purchases until the new signal appears. While for the rate of change indicator, or we call it as ROC, is also used in this analysis. On 25 June 2022, the ROC value is at 13.7%. From the chart, the ROC line rose higher before 24 June but show a lower line after that. The ROC line is above the ROCMA line and it can be said that it might get higher on the day after. In this situation, the investor should hold to buy the stock as the ROC line are above than ROCMA line. As for the value of RSI or Relative Strength Index, the chart shows 56.1%, while the oversold and overbought value is at 30% and 70%. The line is more likely in between two overbought line. The RSI line shows an uptrend pattern that make it more towards buying signal. However, the RSI line still did not exceed the overbought line. Therefore, the investor should hold the stock on that day. Lastly, the stochastic indicator that shows the value of 60% for K and 61.7% for D. The overbought and oversold value is at 20% and 90% respectively. As the chart line shows an uptrend pattern and it is between the overbought line but not yet reach or exceed the overbought line, there is no buying and selling signal over here. As for that, it is recommended for all investors to hold the stock first on the day. To conclude, along with analysis of Leh Hong Berhad for 24 June 2022, we can see that there are 5 hold signals during the period. Therefore, it is recommended to hold the stock purchases on that day until the ideal signal appears.
In a conclusion, 5 indicators can be used to analyze the price trend and its movement from the chart analysis such as moving average, converged divergence or known as MACD, rate of change, relative strength index and stochastic. All of these indicators are being used to identify for the investor to make a buying decision, selling decision or hold decision. The indicators giving a signal to the investor from formula, market trend and price action, and volume from stock transaction. Even though all counter use the same indicator, the finding of the result of all analysis for each counter are different. From all of the stock market above, we are going to choose Kerjaya Prospect Group Berhad. The reason is it has 2 buying signal, which is rate of change and stochastic, compared to other counter that giving more whole result. Thank you.